We are recording.
All right.
There he is, Sal.
Hey.
Hey, welcome to What Say You, Sal?
Just eating some ice cream, but I'll stop now because
Because you're a professional?
yes, because doesn't sound good to anyone except for me.
You look like a girl who just got dumped, like just eating ice cream out of the container.
Right out of the tub.
Like right out of the tub, like Sex in the City on in the background. Girls still do that? They still watch Sex in the City? Or is that just, it's past? It's
I
time.
think I go on in demand. I think they make you work for it because you can only watch select episodes.
Well, unless they bought the DVD. Like,
they made the young. Well, this is a great start to an episode.
right, the Carrie Diaries.
Yeah.
That got canceled though. That's over.
What's going on, everybody?
How much Sex in the City did you sit through?
In my life, I've probably seen. How many episodes were there?
I don't know.
100?
Let's say 12 episodes a season. Right?
I've maybe seen 10, 15 episodes.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw more than that.
You did?
Yeah, I saw the first few seasons because I was with a girl that liked it, so I would watch it.
Maybe I don't think I saw more. I have a feel for the show and I know the characters.
Sure.
But I mean, maybe a couple episodes a season.
Yeah. That was a real, we'll never see the likes of another Sex in the City. That was like a real cultural thing for
Phenomenon.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Didn't they they were trendsetters, right?
They invented whole sections of like modern pop thing.
Wow.
I know.
And then she hasn't done much since then, right? Sarah Jessica Parker?
She's like, fuck it, I guess. She did like a movie or two. Remember she did that movie like, How Does She Do It?
No.
Yeah, you and I were in the movie theater when the trailer for it came on. And call it up.
How does she do it?
How does she do it? I think it's called How Does She Do It? And
Sarah.
And you and I were in I forget what movie we were seeing, but the trailer for this came up before it. And you just started groaning as if you were watching like somebody was showing you clips of your daughter doing porn. You were just like, no.
I don't know how she does it.
Yeah, is that what it says? Yeah.
I don't know how she does it. 2011.
Yeah, watch the show. You're like, no. Oh, God, no.
Okay.
You would get angry.
A recent study showed that women with young children don't sleep through the night. Researchers were at a loss to explain why. They could have asked me. Taxi! Instead of sleeping, I do the list. Number 1.
Take Emily to school. I am just so jealous. You get to look nice all day. We just romp around at the park.
Number 2. Keep my head above water at work.
Hey, you're running a little late this morning.
I have 2 choices here. The man's excuse, bad traffic, down power lines, faulty carburetor, or mammogram.
Oh.
Number 3, spend more time with Richard.
He must be completely exhausted.
Not completely. Number 4, the kids. Kindergarten bake sale. Christmas lights. Birthday party.
I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you do it.
I don't know how she does it. All those children.
I have 2.
So impressive.
You have 4.
Yeah, but 2 of mine are twins.
Jack Abelhammer in our New York office has sparked to a proposal, and he'd like to meet the author.
Oh, God! Sorry. How long have you been there?
Long enough, but go ahead if there's anything else you need to adjust.
This could be a big step up. Gives your kids a chance to spend all that extra quality time they've been hoping for. With your nanny.
Did you take Ben to get his haircut?
Yeah.
Oh, that was his first haircut.
His first haircut. Missing everything.
Sorry.
Everything okay?
Yep. I just kept picturing little tiny bugs propelling out of my hair into his inbox.
I mean, it's like
Sometimes
this is the longest trailer I've ever seen in my entire life.
This is children. I need somebody down there tonight.
We can't go on like this.
Yeah, quit, Kate. Don't you think about not having to worry about priorities all the time? Me without that job isn't me, but also me without you and Ben and Emily is nothing.
We're just about to make the biggest mess out of our entire lives, and you're going to use sex to pretend everything's okay? Is that the plan?
Yes.
I like it.
Shoot me in the fucking face.
I mean, what's going on?
I'll tell you what. My brain has zero recollection of that. I don't think I've ever heard of that movie in my entire life.
The trailer we saw was worse than that one.
I'm sorry to our listeners for this. It was a 2.5 minute.
Yeah.
I mean, if you couldn't listen along there and join in the fun of either saying that we're wrong or we're right.
I mean, if you couldn't take the time to just call it up and watch it along with us and have it be part of the community that we're hoping to build here, go fuck yourself.
Maybe you're in the car and you couldn't pull it up, but you can still listen to it.
Sure, without complaining.
Form your own opinion. I mean,
right.
We're just trying to start a dialogue. That movie's not for me. I'll tell you that right now.
No.
How do they do it? How do they keep turning
How did she do it?
I mean, I could see every single girl liking that movie.
Well, I mean, it opens with a Sex and the City what am I saying? Narration. So right away, that's the hook.
Right.
Oh, it's Sarah. It's Sarah doing her thing, and then it's like, it's one. I don't know. Is it supposed to be a woman empowerment movie? Because
I'm sure it is. Yeah, Seth Meyers is in it. I've never seen the guy. I have no memory of that movie. Yeah. So that's what she's been up to. Okay, so she has been doing stuff.
Sure.
Yeah.
So she doesn't have to work. She's married to Matthew Broderick.
I always see him around.
You see him around?
Yeah.
On the streets or in doing stuff?
No. Just in popular reference.
Right.
In culture.
He did Broadway a lot.
Yeah. I saw him on Broadway and How to Succeed in Business.
So did I.
Yeah.
He was good.
Yeah. Him and Nathan Lane, I think.
Yeah, him and Nathan Lane.
Yeah.
He's one of those unfortunate, he killed someone with a car.
What?
You didn't know this about him?
No.
In Ireland, somewhere in England, I think it was Ireland, so not in England, somewhere in the UK, I don't know. Definitely somewhere over there. He was driving and was on the wrong side of the road for some reason.
Oh, no.
And slammed into a car at full speed, and he survived with a broken arm. His passenger was okay, and it was a mother and her daughter in the car, and they both died.
Oh, wait. He hit another car?
Yeah, he was responsible.
Oh,
and
God.
There was no alcohol or anything like that in the system, and he said he doesn't remember what happened because of the trauma of the accident, but there was no alcohol in his system, as I remember. But,
when was this?
This is a long time ago.
Dude, holy shit.
Fucked up, right? What do you do?
Oh, I don't even know. That's a downer.
Yeah, so far we've inflicted them with a Sarah Jessica Parker trailer.
Strong ep.
Now we're talking about how Ferris Bueller slayed a family.
Oh my God. One of the best movies of all time.
Yeah.
I have a repeat dream.
Oh.
/ nightmare, if you want to say it, really.
Okay.
That I killed someone and I'm covering it up.
That's not good.
It's real, man. It's real. I wake up fucking and I have to
How'd you kill him?
The theme's recurring, not the incident.
What would you do? I don't think
I always feel like I have the body buried somewhere. That's what it is.
You'd go that route? You don't want to go that route in real life.
I would not kill anybody.
But if you did?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't know what to do.
Right.
I wouldn't know what to do. I don't know what it is. And I also, I think I might have just recently spoke to someone about this. Maybe there should be some type of app for people that do podcasts. Because we're just making it up. I don't know what I've talked about before.
Sure.
But excuse me if I talked about it, but I have a reoccurring dream where I owed my college money and I never got a college diploma, even though I have one. And it turns out that I never had one. I never graduated. If I want the diploma, I have to go take my classes again.
What would you do in that situation?
Oh, I mean, F the diploma, but
right.
in the nightmare, in the dream, or whatever it is, it's stressful. Yeah, I think because I don't know. I just used to miss. I just found I was cleaning my office.
Okay.
And I found an old college notebooks. And in one of the notebooks, I had jotted down all my classes that I was taking that semester. And alongside the classes, I jotted down my grades and my absences. Did I show you this?
No.
Take a look at that. The ticks are absences, and the total count on the top right is absences versus times I attended class.
All right. How did you graduate college?
Oh, man.
You have, just to read the number to everybody at home, 129 absences, 54 attended,
That's right.
and you got a C plus in Gauche? Finn Gauche? What is this shit?
Finance. The teacher's name was Gauche.
Oh, okay. In finance, you rocked a C plus. I'll tell you what, though, dude, these aren't bad grades aside from that C.
What are they?
You got an A in C Cus. You got an a B plus, an A, and a C plus.
Not bad.
You got a B plus in theater? I'm surprised at you.
Oh, that I took to meet chicks. So that was theater class was it was a mandatory class if you were education major.
Okay.
And it was just all girls. And
Nice.
the theater class had 19 girls in it and me.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Were you able to
I think
turn that to your advantage at any
I think I
point?
hooked up with one of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
But one time we had to make puppets. Did I tell you about
I
this?
think you've told me this. Yeah, this is a good story.
And we had to make puppets. And
You still had the puppet, right?
I gave it to my friend Joseph Reese because I
Right.
cleaned the office and I found the puppet.
Okay.
And I'm like, I can't hold on to this anymore. So I gave it to Joseph Reese this week.
All right.
But so they all brought in like these puppets, like I don't know, cat, a dinosaur, this or that, whatever. And I made a puppet of myself,
All right.
a miniature me. I called Little Sal Volcano, and I made him the exact outfit I wore that day,
That's awesome.
down to like I don't smoke anymore, but I used to smoke Marlboro menthol,
Right.
and I even had a little pack of Marlboro menthol. It was a big hit.
Yeah.
I later brought. It was such a hit that I brought the puppet to my first shore house, beach house that I got with my friends. Like in the summer, I don't know if it's like a East Coast thing or what have you, but
Yeah.
like you can get a handful of friends and rent a house by the beach for the summer.
They're disgusting.
They're horrible.
They're horrible places.
It depends on who you, but for the most part, I can get that.
Any one of those I've ever been in has just been a horrible skell of an experience.
yeah.
It's guys like sometimes 3 to a room.
Yeah.
It's just like shit everywhere. Like once a week, somebody throws out some red Solo cups, but that's about it for cleaning. And everybody just wants to get laid, so everybody is getting laid, and it's just the house is just disgusting.
Yeah. Well, I was lucky enough to like not have that.
Okay.
Especially my first year, 98, there was, I think there was 19 guys and there was 12 bedrooms.
Right. And not everybody goes up every weekend.
Or 8 bedrooms. Right. Not everyone goes every
Yeah.
weekend. And you go down for the weekend. You go Friday after work. You come home Sunday night.
Right.
Sometimes Monday morning, whatever.
And people do that here. You're talking, somebody will start doing it when they're a kid and do it their entire life.
Yeah. Half of New York City exiles
Right.
in the summer, whether they go to the Hamptons or the Jersey Shore, which is
Right.
a little bit different. But the second year we did it, we had 32 people in the house.
That's nuts.
19 bedrooms, 32 people.
Must have been so much fun.
It was $48,000 to rent the house in the summer.
That is fucking crazy.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
it was crazy.
Yeah.
But I brought little Sal Volcano down the first year in 1998 that we got a shore house. He was a big hit. Like all the girls want to take pictures with him and everything like that. And then he was kidnapped. He was kidnapped. It was a friend of mine. It was Joe's brother Jeff. And then
Please tell me he sent letters.
he sent letters.
Oh, that's good.
Nothing but clues, scavenger hunt clues throughout the house. It took me the whole weekend to find him.
Yeah.
He was in the chimney.
Uh,
But it was like a good old fashioned like clues, you know?
right. Yeah, I never actually got one of those houses. I just would visit. My cousins always got one, and then when I was in the firehouse, like the younger firehouse guys would get them, so I would go down and stuff like that. It just seemed like too much beach and too much Jersey Shore for me to commit to that.
It is. I was able to do it. The first summer I was there every weekend.
Yeah.
The second summer in '99 with that crazy house, I was there half the weekends.
Sure.
The next summer I didn't get a house. I went down on 3 weekends in the summer, and I've never been back since.
Right.
So that started in '98, ended by 2000, and I've had friends that did it all the way to 2009.
Right.
So I never went. I couldn't go back.
There's kind of a sadness about it. And this is something you kids at home might not know. If you're younger and listening, if you're around our age, you might know this. Like, life, every stage of life brings its own observations and interesting things. And,
Sure.
and now we're at the stage where people have married, had a few kids, getting divorced. Right? Like we're starting to be in that stage of our lives. If we weren't there already for a while, like the divorces are starting to happen. The marriages that we all went to in our 20s are starting to fall apart now.
Right.
And with that, I've noticed guys and girls. There are the people who I'm seeing it on Facebook. I'm seeing it in person. I'm seeing it on the streets. People try and go back to the green. You know what I mean?
Right.
You'll see the women who should not be dressing in those party dresses anymore with those like the bulge to the stomach and the, you know what I mean? The I'm just going to say lumpy fat ass, and they're squeezed into it, and they're just going to the tiki bar at Jersey.
Yeah, which is, it's no issues that you have that. No issues on body type, but to be throwing yourself back in that dress and putting yourself out on the guys too.
I was about to finish the statement.
Yeah.
Like you see the guys, the hair's not as thick as it used to be. That they're living the lie. They're trying to cover it up with the comb in a certain way and stuff like that.
Man, divorce, getting back on the scene after you've been out of it for a long time, that's fucking rough.
Oh, it's got to be horrible.
Is any part of it thrilling? No. Is it like, I don't want to do this shit again? Or is it like, oh my God, I remember what this was like. This is kind of fun.
Yeah, I think that there is, because I think people forget how easy it is to get laid. I think for the most part.
Is it easy to get laid?
You don't think so?
I think that it just depends on the wind. I mean, honestly, I think that sometimes it's
maybe that's
really
what I mean.
difficult and sometimes it's easy, but I don't think it's like easy.
But there were those surprises, I think. You know what I mean? Where you're like, holy shit, like I'm about to close this deal.
Right.
That maybe, but I just bet that after 10 years of being married, being with a person, even if it was obviously headed for divorce and wasn't going well, I bet you there's just a party that's just like, man, like, it's got to be so easy to get lonely when you're separated from a family unit.
Yeah.
I think that
you've had.
That you've had.
Well, that's sure that empty nest stuff and all that.
Yeah.
This is an upbeat episode.
Hey, fuck him. I can't listen to me. I can't tap dance in here every fucking week. All right, and pull rabbits out of my hat and make everybody happy. All right, like we got to talk what's on our mind.
Well, all right. Not to switch off, but I got 14 minutes to make a possible call.
Okay.
If you think it's worth our time.
I do.
You know what it is?
I do.
I told you right before we started.
Yes.
The supermarket will go unnamed, but I think a week or two ago, I told you that I got a Kashi frozen dinner from the supermarket. It was expired a year.
Right.
You suggested I ate it. Okay.
No repercussions.
I don't believe so.
Okay.
Prior to that, I had gotten juice from there twice that was expired. Juice is hard. Orange juice moves, baby.
Yeah.
So it's hard to get expired orange juice.
Yeah, and orange juice keeps a long time too. Like if it's not opened, I think it keeps.
You know when they have these fire sales, like these 2-for-1 Tropicanas, you look, it's because there's like 3 weeks left on them. So maybe they get it at a discount. I don't even know, but they kept one up there when it was expired. I will stay. I'm not going to say the name of the supermarket, but the supermarket is clean and it's fine. It's actually a good supermarket. But this is becoming an issue with me because today I went to make a sandwich and I bought these gourmet peppers.
Yes.
It was $5 for a little bottle.
Right.
And I opened it, and as soon as I opened it, and I ate them, and I looked, and they expired 3 months ago.
When are you going to start looking at these things when you buy them?
I normally do. I really do. But I guess every once in a while you slip up.
Sure.
Like if you go grocery shopping, you spend a few $100s, you're buying 100 items. I guess I'm not checking every item.
Sure. I don't expect you to.
But let me tell you, I was disappointed.
Right. Now, is this a major market or like a local?
It is like an in-between.
Okay.
It's not like a bodega, but it's not like a Wegmans.
Okay.
No, nobody's Wegmans. Let's put that out there right now.
Nobody's Wegmans.
Love Wegmans. I love Wegmans. I would have sex with a Wegmans if I could.
One of my exes has a Wegmans tattoo. Yeah.
The fuck are you talking about?
Has a logo of Wegmans tattooed on her body. Loves Wegmans. And I had sex with her, so I'm guessing.
Is that a joke?
That is not a joke.
What the fuck are you talking about right now?
She had a billion tattoos.
She had a tattoo of Wegmans?
This is a Wegmans. She had a Wegmans logo.
now that you're saying this, I'm realizing who you're talking about.
Sure.
You're telling me that she got a corporate logo of a Wegmans.
Love Wegmans.
She
has a Wegmans logo tattooed on her
because
body.
she likes Wegmans?
Because she loves Wegmans.
Because I love Wegmans. But I wouldn't get a Wegmans tattoo.
She's a tattoo person.
She's a tattoo. See, these tattoo people get away with that.
Yeah.
When you get 500 tattoos, you could throw a Wegmans on there. Everyone's like, oh, she's a tattoo person.
Yeah.
If you just have a Wegmans tattoo, you're a complete asshole.
Right.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah.
If you get a Wegmans tattoo, you're an asshole. Then if you fill the rest of your body after that with 100 other tattoos,
sure,
you're not an asshole anymore. You almost have to tattoo your way out of it.
Right. Well, she tattooed. It was actually the last tattoo that she had gotten. It was her newest tattoo, the Wegmans.
Why did she
loved
do
Wegmans,
that?
man. She loved Wegmans.
That is, you just blew my mind.
Yeah.
Is it just a W or is it Wegmans? Because they don't.
No, it's Wegmans.
She wrote out Wegmans on her.
Yeah.
Where?
It's on her arm.
Whoa!
Wegmans.
Did she get anything from it?
No, I don't think so.
First of all,
yeah.
When that person, there's only one Wegmans close to us. Like she
grew up upstate New York,
fine,
and then moved to Cleveland.
Right.
I'm assuming there's Wegmans everywhere.
Yeah, but then when she was living here for a while, there's no Wegmans.
No, she lamented that. Like that was one of the things I had to hear about.
That's a rough. I don't know if I would. What did they say when they tattooed Wegmans?
I don't know.
Do you ever hear about that guy that was selling ad sales on his body?
Yeah.
And he priced out his face.
Yeah. He ended up getting his forehead tattooed.
Yeah, that's insane.
That's insane.
Can you look that up?
I don't have a device.
Oh well, I got 11 minutes. But I was gonna call the supermarket.
All right.
I'm not trying to be a wise guy.
Listen, we're not here to hurt anybody. We don't want to hurt the market guy's feelings.
I'm gonna call the supermarket.
He may have a lumpy fat ass. That's okay with us.
Right.
Yeah.
I want to see how he handles it because I go in there. I see how he treats the staff. The staff is all young kids, but they're all young kids in high school. Right. But he whips them into shape. Okay. They all work and they're all young, but they're all respectful. And he's always on the PA being calling them by their name, Donna, do this. Pete, clean up this. And he seems like a good guy. He seems like a nice operation. But it's the fourth time I'm buying something expired.
It's not good.
Here's the thing. I can't go back in there and return the Kashi frozen dinner that was $5.99.
Right.
Because they see me on television. They all know that I'm on television. So I can't go in there because I look like a complete moron.
But it's not. It's a fucking principle.
I'm just a normal guy.
Sure.
I'm not, my feelings on these things are never going to change.
Right.
If I won the lottery and hit for $1 billion and I got a frozen dinner and I spent $6 on it down the road,
right.
I would be like, no, that's not right.
Right.
Complete principle.
It's the principle of the thing.
But I can't go in there now because then that's all that needs to get out as I went down there for a Kashi dinner.
If a waitress knows who you are, knows the show, you tip more, right?
I probably even more than I do, and I already overtip because I worked on tips my whole life.
Yeah.
So I already normally tip 20% minimum.
Minimum is 20%.
Minimum.
Right.
Usually 20. I usually tip about 25%, and sometimes up to 30%.
Right.
It all depends.
Yeah.
But I wanted to call the store.
Okay.
And I'll tell them and see what they say.
Sure.
All right.
But what if they say, what if they're like, oh, we'll bring it down? You're not going to bring it down.
No, I'm just going to say, ow, fuck.
What happened? What'd you do?
I hit my fucking foot on the couch. Ow, fuck.
That couch was placed perfectly.
Nugget!
Yes, couch. Good couch.
Ouch.
Nugget love couch.
Shut up, Nugget.
This is the best part of the podcast. When you are hurt. Oh, God.
All right, so we're going to have Declan block out the name of when they answer.
Sure. Because we're not looking to do a witch hunt here.
No, not at all. Just want to see how they handle it. Maybe they want to...
Speaking, how may I help you?
Hi, I was wondering if I could speak to a manager, please.
Sure, 1 second.
Thank you.
Now already her antenna's up, right?
Yeah.
Like a manager.
I think they're going to be very accommodating. I can't see why not.
Well, why not?
I'm calling to help. I'm not calling with an angle.
I already hear the tone of your voice and it's friendly and warm. And that's really half the battle when it comes to dealing with people.
Yeah.
A tone of your voice. You know?
Yeah. Am I
How do
crazy?
those peppers go bad? Aren't they pickled peppers?
Hey, Charlie. Hi. Are you a manager down there?
Yes.
Just wanted to give a call, just so you guys know. Maybe I don't know if there's still expired stuff on your shelves, but I shop there all the time, and I keep getting expired things, and this is the fourth time that I got something that was expired. I figured I'd just call you guys and let you know.
What did you get?
Well, the most recent thing is these mild whole sweet pepperdew peppers. They were like $5. They're like these gourmet peppers you have in the last aisle.
Right.
They're 3 months old, past the expiration. So I just opened them today, and I was just about eating them tonight, and I saw that. Prior to this, you had a frozen dinner from Kashi. That was from August 2013, man. So that thing was in there, and no one bought that for a while. And then
He's not checking and rotate because they're all supposed to rotate.
yeah, well, I'm just letting you know.
One thing we always emphasize is rotation.
Yeah, you got to emphasize rotation, Charlie.
Sure.
Yeah, I would imagine you got to emphasize the rotation there.
Yeah, well, that's the main thing. You know, a lot of times you see it in the dairy because the dairy.
He's giving you the company
sometimes,
line right now.
You'll miss it here and there. You know, okay, no problem. I'll tell the guy who works in that aisle to check that whole section.
Yeah, so you got the peppers, then you had the kashi frozen, and then 2 times it was, believe it or not, it was orange juice twice.
Okay, which one was the orange juice?
It was the Tropicana. It was calcium fortified.
Okay, I'll have to check it.
So, I like the place. It's clean. I'm going to keep coming in, but I just figured, let you know, maybe.
For you, like me, when I shop, and I do the same thing.
Right.
When I might pick up something, I always check the date. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's on you
If you
now.
see it's outdated, just
Now
bring it
it's
to
on
one of
you.
our attention. Boom, we'll take care of it right from
Yeah, you know what it is? I normally do, but you can't get
I
everything.
know, sometimes you're in a rush.
Yeah, and then I get it home, and I'm not going to make a trip down there just for $6-7, But I figure this time, since this is the 4th time, maybe I'll just call you guys to try to help you out.
Yeah, okay, that's no problem. Your name is again?
My name's Brian Quinn.
Right, okay. Thank you very much for calling me.
Okay, but thanks, Charlie.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, bye.
There you go. He handled it. Did you see that in there at all?
Wait, why my name?
Because I wasn't going to give
All right, buddy. All right.
Your name doesn't
All right.
necessarily signify you, though. You have a common name.
Yeah, but neither does your name.
Sure it does.
Well, why does your name signify you, but my name doesn't signify me?
Because Brian Quinn, the combination of those two names are much more abundant, even on the island. I don't know another Sal Volcano. I mean, I don't know another Brian Quinn, but I'm sure there's other Brian Quinns.
I feel like this is unscientific, what you're saying.
I mean, if I even opened the Yellow Pages, I'm sure I would find other Brian Quinns.
I bet you I'd find another Sal Volcano.
No,
Did you have Yellow Pages?
No, I don't. Yeah, I might, but the only other person is my dad.
Right. All right. Well,
I chucked it.
all right. All right.
Chucked it. But you know what? I panicked, and maybe I should have indicted you, implicated you.
Well, now I
with
get
implication.
All right. It wasn't a major issue. I was just curious.
How do you feel Charlie handled it? Let's rate Charlie.
Very friendly.
Okay.
And
But didn't you feel like he
very
was
defensive?
He was, right?
Yeah. First
Was it like passive aggressive defensive?
First, no, I don't think he got passive aggressive, and maybe a little bit with when he threw it on you. Like, well, you should check before you leave. I always check when I go to stores.
Right.
Which that was a little bit like, all right, well, why is it your fault? Like, suddenly you're an employee of the store. It's your job to fucking maintain the stock.
Yeah, notice he didn't also offer to refund me.
There was no offer of fixing it for you.
Yeah.
Why did he even ask your name? Unless he's going to follow it, being like, all right, Sal, we'll come down and, I'll swap out some peppers for you.
I don't know.
Does he own the store?
No, I don't think he does actually.
Yeah.
From what I gather.
All right.
I hope no one in there listens to this podcast.
You would be surprised, man. I've been out and about a little bit on Staten Island lately, like just trying to get out of my house a little bit.
Yeah.
And I've had a few people come up to me and talk about What Say You.
Really?
Yeah.
The last thing I want to do is walk in there and they know that I called up.
One time I badmouthed a neighbor of mine on Tell Him Steve Dave.
No.
And my neighbor listened.
No.
Yeah, it wasn't major. It wasn't like I didn't trash anybody. I just talked about how something they did was annoying, and they brought it up to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
was that like horribly uncomfortable?
I was like, like that's something. It's fine. But I was like,
I gotta imagine it's like that feeling when you call someone the wrong name.
yeah,
You know?
yeah, that sucks. And that, unfortunately, for guys in our position, we meet so many new people all the time that it's almost impossible for me to keep track of names.
I was bad with names from the day I was born. I'm like my father. My father knows like 5 of my friends, and like I have so many friends since like birth.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Oh, I know that guy. Your buddy there with the sideburns." Like, oh my god.
Yep, pop sideburns.
So he handled it pretty well. And the last thing I want to do is walk in there and they're like, "How's your Kashi frozen dinner, big shot?
Yeah.
How are those pepper dews?"
But why? Why would you be wrong?
I don't know. Because I would go in there, I'll tell you the truth. I would go in there next and I would have said to the lady, "Hey, just so you know, I got a bunch of
I got how you can handle it. You could still get those. You don't get your money back. You just walk in next time and be like, "Hey, I picked these up. They're expired. Can I just swap them?" Nobody in the fucking world is going to be like, "Oh, rich TV guys, you're going down there because you need the peppers. You just bought the peppers. They're out of date. You could do a swap without being a fucking, oh, look at this fucking big shot." If you went in there and was like, "I want my $4.99 back," then I behind the counter.
Well, no one should be saying rich TV guy because they're far from rich.
Sure, right, but that's the stupid perception.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you asking for your money back would elicit titters and giggles, I think. But you just being like, "Oh, can I just swap this out?"
Oh, I would never do that, ever.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
I mean is just going in there and they whisper and point at me because someone heard the podcast and I called in.
Where's the market? Give me those. I'm going to go in and I'm going to be like, "Hey, I just picked these up. They're out of date. Do you mind if I
No,
swap
you're
them?"
not.
I'll do it. Yeah, I'll do it. Let's.
How you doing? You're like Brian Quinn.
Yeah.
I should have kept the Kashi.
Yeah. Well, you ate it.
I know, but it was
fine.
gross.
It was gross?
Yeah.
Because it was out of date, or?
I think I had a hand in it.
Yeah.
It was just like, it was just
Wasn't
not
good.
the right consistency.
All right.
Yeah, I'm eating.
What is this podcast turning into? What are we doing with ourselves? What are we doing?
I don't know.
We used to have fun games. We used to have Dave Thomas found the Wendy's. We used to do little skits. We used to have Nugget. Now we just sit here and we talk about groceries.
I know we got to. Well, I just thought it'd be fun to.
I'm not blaming you.
Here's something too.
Okay.
So I told you this, and I don't think that any place is going to be open right now. But I was laying in bed 2 days ago,
Right.
And I put a piece of gum in my mouth,
Okay.
and I was like staring at this Orbit's Winter Mint gum, and it had a phone number on it.
Okay.
And it says, where the fuck is it? It says questions,
Okay.
comments,
Right.
and it gives a number. And I'm like, who the fuck is calling this hotline for questions and comments? Also, if you have a question or comment, there's got to be a human on the other end of the line.
Good.
I picked up the phone. I called. Much to my surprise, a human being answered this phone
over at Orbit's.
nearly immediately. Nearly immediately.
Well, how many people are calling? I mean, I guess she's just waiting for the phone to ring. He, she, what?
It was a she.
She, okay.
First of all, that's a good question. That's a good question. You might think, well, how many people are calling? But this is on a product that is millions and millions of these are out there.
Yeah, but it's such a low cost.
What are they fielding a day? How many calls a day? 100?
I'd say even that's a lot, but yeah, maybe.
Then why employ someone to do it?
I don't know. Huh?
Why?
You don't think it's her only job?
Oh my God, it's got to be her only job.
That would be.
And I'll tell you another thing. It wasn't like a college kid. It wasn't like a let me make extra money. Like it was like a woman, and it was just like she was following like so. So I decided to call. So I didn't know what I was going to say. So on the side of this, it says phenylketonurics.
Jesus.
And it contains phenylalanine, whatever the fuck. It's like that's on a lot of shit. I see that, and
Right.
Why does it have to say that? It must be bad, right? So she just picked up, and I'm like, hey, I was like, I'm chewing this Orbit's Winter Mint, and she was like, yeah. I'm like, I got some questions, comments, and she's like, yep, like that's
Right.
her thing.
That's her thing.
What is it, sir? And I go phenyl,
You know what? You know what just occurred to me? She's probably the call center for a bunch of different products. She's not just doing Orbit's gum. She's
Ah.
feeling Snickers.
Okay,
yeah.
sure. So she's not sure,
Right.
sure. Okay, but still,
Sure.
Then now she's okay. Now the calls are up. Now the frequency of calls, the amount of calls she's receiving a day,
Right.
are up.
Sure.
Now
Now
there's-
she's got a real job. Now she's making stew.
Right.
She's in it.
And I bet you she's in a department. She's not just the lone person
She's in like a
fielding calls.
cubicle with a cubicle next to her.
Without a doubt.
Yep.
Okay, so phenylketonuria.
Sure.
She explains to me, she jumps right on this one. Because obviously this is you could tell she's fielded it before, because this is what's right above the number. So it's, so she was like, boom, she went right into it. It was like seamless, effortless script, but she memorized it. Oh, it's a natural enzyme that your body already blah, 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 produces it, and it actually helps. It's in other foods, it's in blah, blah, but we need to put it on there because some people have adverse reactions to it, need to know when it's in certain things, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Well, P.S., I looked this up. This is not good for you.
No.
It's not good for you.
Well, you can't expect a corporation to hire a human to sit there to badmouth them.
Not badmouth it, but she could have also been like, well, it has been linked to so-and-so.
Why would you do that? If you would ask, well, has it ever been linked to anything? That's a direct question.
Well, I did start poking around.
Really?
And then she had to look. She was like, let me look it up. And she was just looking it up. And I'm like, this fucking lady. So then I was like, I said something about sugar. And she's like, I'm like, does this have sucralose? She's like, no, it doesn't. It has sorbitol. And I was like, yeah, I was like, oh, sorbitol. What's that about?
Right.
And she's like, hold on. And then she goes and she's like, sorbitol, blah, blah. And she goes on and on about sorbitol.
Well, it sounds like she's talking to you with like a fucking attitude.
No, she wasn't.
Okay.
She actually was not. Right. And then she comes back to me and says, sorbitol, blah, 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 blah. And it's a natural sugar, again, natural and blah, blah, blah. And then I said, okay. I said, well, how many grams of sugar is in it? And she's like, 0. I'm like, oh, so sorbitol's a sugar substitute. And she's like, yes, it is. And
I know how busy you are. What are you doing with your free time?
I was on the phone.
What are you doing?
I was on the phone with the Orbitz lady for 15 minutes. I was just laying in bed on the phone with her.
Okay.
Because it occurred to me as I'm talking to her.
Right.
This is her job.
Sure.
This phone call ends when I want it to, which is fascinating.
Yeah.
I could go on and on.
I'm sure that there are triggers that they can get off the phone with you.
Maybe if I call her on a sea.
Sure.
But other
or an
than that,
ocean or something like that. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but she's staying on the phone.
Right.
So I'm like, oh god. So then I'm like, let me have some fun with this lady, right?
Okay.
So I go, she goes, is there anything else? And I said, yeah, well, yes. I said, I have suggestions. And she goes, well, what are they? And I go, well, I said, I was thinking, and I just thought, I go, and then I literally was seeing if I can make myself laugh.
Right.
So I started actually like talking like this. I was like, well, I was thinking, what is my favorite time? And what I came up with was, it's my birthday. And that is probably a lot of people's favorite times.
Right.
And why is it my favorite time? Because of the cake. So what I think you should
And you were talking like this?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
So what I think you should do is make a birthday cake flavor. Okay. And I'll tell you why this is going to be awesome. Because not only will people buy it because they like the birthday cake flavor, just like they buy it because they like the Winterman flavor, but people will also start to put it in gift bags for people's birthdays. And guess when people's birthdays are? Every day. Right? So she's like, okay. And I hear her going,
right.
She's typing it in, right?
Yeah, these are valuable comments.
I'm like, oh, she's like, oh, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, huh? I'm like, maybe you make all the sticks different colors, like birthday confection, like birthday sprinkles or whatever. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, maybe you start putting names on the packs. Because if I want a pack of gum because I like it, I'm going to buy it even if it says Jan.
Right.
I don't care that it says Jan. But if I'm Jan or buying a gift for Jan, I'm going to go get the gum that has Jan's name on it.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like it doesn't have to affect the regular consumer, but then it's incentivizing other non-consumers.
This is good marketing.
So she's writing it all, and then she says, "Yeah, well, she says, okay, this is great. I'll forward this on." I go, "Oh, forward it to who?" She's like, "Well, we forward it on to the suggestions we forward them on to the company." And I go, "Okay, so what's my cut then?" And she says, "We'll cut a one." I said, "Well, this is a home run idea. You know this." I said, "I go, I just called you with a home run. You know this." I said, "So now, if I see birthday gum in 6 months, like what's my cut? What kind of percentage are we talking?"
Sure.
She says, "No, we will not use your suggestion." I said, "Well, how do you know?" I said, "You just told me it was a great idea." She's like, "It is, but we don't use suggestions." She's like, "Do you want to sell us a suggestion?" I go, "Sure, I'll sell it." She goes, "Well, we don't buy suggestions."
Well, why would she set you up like that?
It was
Well,
so
that's
stupid.
cruel.
Yeah. So I go, she goes, "We don't buy it." I go, "Wait, so you don't buy suggestions and you don't take suggestions?" She goes, "No." I go, "But you just took my suggestion and wrote it down." She goes, "Right." I go, "So you do take suggestions?" She goes, "But we'll never use it." I go, "So where are the suggestions going?"
Right.
She goes, "Well," she didn't know, and she goes, "Well," and I go, I said, "Where is my birthday cake suggestion going?" And she said, she literally said this. She said, "Sir," I said, "Yes." She goes, "You know when you just have something to say and you wish someone would listen?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "That's what this is."
Wow.
I was like, "But you were typing it." I was like, "Someone's going to get this." She goes, "Yes, because we do send it on." I go, "So then what is the point?"
Right.
I said, "Because what it seems like is that you're culling free ideas from people across the country, and then you're basically cashing in on them, and we're getting squat." And she's like, "No, we just like to know what our customers like and what they're thinking."
Okay.
It was a very gray area.
Yeah.
So I started to give her the business, and she says, "Well, we already kind of have something like this."
Whoa.
I said, "Oh, like what?" She goes, "Maybe you might be interested in chewing our mint chocolate chip."
Uh-huh.
And I said, "Man, that's not really like birthday cake." She's like, "Well, what about our peach cobbler?"
Okay.
I said, "Okay, peach cobbler. Now
Right.
that's like a pie, right?"
Sure.
"That's a little more like a cake." I said, "I'd never heard of this before." And I said, "It tastes like peach cobbler?" And she said, "Yes." I said, "Is it sugar free?" She says, "Yes." Then she looks at it. Actually, it has 1 gram of sugar.
Okay.
So then I'm getting cute with her now.
Right.
And I say, "Oh, it has 1 extra gram?"
Right.
And she says, "Yes." I said, sometimes 1 extra gram ain't so bad. When I was little, my grandpa got divorced and married again. So I had 3 grandmas. So I had an extra gram. She was sweet too." And she's like, "Oh,
Now,
okay."
a woman in her position, she's loving this? This is a break from the day?
She was not laughing.
How are you not?
It's what I'm saying, because I feel like she gets real kooks all the time, and I didn't sound amusing to her. I probably was par for the course for the kooks that called these
Really?
numbers and stayed on the phone for 15 minutes.
Just kookiness.
Yeah, and then when I said that, and then I'm like, wait a minute, so I can chew gum and it'll be like I'm eating peach cobbler for 5 calories? Sign me up. And she just was like, "Okay." Like, and then after I said that about my grandma, she was like, "Anything else?"
Right.
And I was like, "No," but we talked for like 10, 15 minutes.
Wow.
So I have a couple of questions. One,
Okay.
has no one ever made a comedy album calling these people?
Oh, God, they've had to.
Had to have, right?
Had to.
There's no
Well,
way.
Jerky Boys, in a way, was not
Jerky-
that specific.
Jerky was a prank phone calls. I don't know if I think they put out ads. Not that anyone's not that, again, the prank call's been around forever.
Sure.
But I'm just saying, like, because I think I might have told you like 6 months ago, I was thinking of making actually kind of what Jiggy did.
Right.
Maybe minus a stand-up. I was going to do like a sketch,
Sure.
like those old Adam Sandler.
Yeah, me and Casey Jost were actually started writing out some skits, but it sort of fell by the wayside in the past few months. Yeah, it's a great idea.
I mean,
It's fun. As long as it's fun to make, it's great. Yeah.
Right. So I was thinking about doing that, and then I was like, oh, maybe. And one of the things I was going to do was make some calls, you know,
Right.
because I've been working on characters and bullshit like that.
Right.
But I just don't want to do this if someone's already done it,
Well, I don't think that should stop you.
or
but-
just might get my take on it.
yeah. Why should that stop you?
Right.
That's a long thing, but by that same logic, you wouldn't have made a hidden camera show.
True. That's true.
You know.
That's true. So because I could have went on and on with this fucking lady.
We are, by the end of this, gonna have. I know we have a band on talking about Practical Jokers, but I had this thought the other day, and I was like, we're gonna have over 100 episodes of TV by the end of next season.
Yeah.
I wonder how
105, 106 episodes.
God, like I just wonder how time is gonna treat our show, because that's sizable, man. That's a lot of episodes of television.
Say that one more time. I just got
Like, I wonder how Time is going to treat our show.
I know.
Both in terms of will anybody even remember or care about it in X amount of years? Will it be dated and aged like in a certain amount of years?
I think that what we do is kind of like is like timeless, not in a way that's like classic, but like it's almost like a jeans and a t-shirt.
Right.
Like we're familiar. We're on familiar ground.
Sure.
I think it'll hold.
Yeah,
it's just about social interaction, you know.
I just wonder about I mean, legacy is a very strong word, but I wonder what the legacy of the show. Because I think if it ended right now, it would not have much of a legacy.
No,
we don't get a ton of.
Well, we've only 3 seasons, although there is 75 episodes.
Sure, Arrested Development was 3 seasons.
Well,
you know what I mean?
that was.
Well, I'm not comparing us to Arrested Development. I'm not James Murray. I'm just saying, impact could be made in 3 seasons. And a lot less episodes than we have. But no, you see shows like Broad City has 8 episodes.
Yeah.
And
they blew up.
They have
8 episodes. They've gotten more press.
Right. And they deserve it. The show is great.
Sure. But that's what happens when, you have Amy Poehler backing it.
Right.
Not that it's not good. I'm just saying, Amy Poehler's name attached to it helps. Comedy Central, who's killing it right now. That's a show we forgot to mention before, that another Comedy Central show.
Right.
Comedy Central's insane. So being on that network at this time with Amy Poehler backing it, and the fact that it's great, the show's great, has everything to do with it. But not that we're not, whatever, but you'd think, 75 episodes in.
Right.
Whatever.
And that's not, I imagine that's more of a marketing PR failure on someone's part than anything with the show. But I do sometimes wonder, because we've invested a good chunk of our life into it at this point.
Yeah, we started
2010.
2010, yeah.
It's fucking 2014 is halfway over.
Having a blast doing it.
Sure. Most of the time, yeah. But it's but I just wonder, it's funny. I just wonder about where it's going to be viewed and what people think about it. Because we have diehard fans of the show who will always have affection for the show, I think. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
hopefully they follow us wherever we go, man. They're insanely diehard fans.
Yeah.
I will put our fans up against any fans.
Oh, without a doubt.
And I honestly think we have the most dedicated. And everyone who is in a position where they're lucky enough to have support in a public forum, in the form of quote unquote fans, listeners, what have you, just people that have bonded with you or like what you do. Yep. Everyone is thankful, because that is the definition of a fan.
Right.
Someone who supports you and this and that. So everyone's like, I have the greatest fans. But there's a difference, and we've talked about it before, but I think it's because we play ourselves. People have a real life affinity for us.
Right.
That goes beyond, I like that show. They get invested in us as people.
Yep.
And that we're the only ones that know firsthand exactly what that's like, but it has been, and you can compare it to everyone that we know in the industry that's an actor or a comic or creator that isn't in the exact same position where they put their actual personalities and themselves out there.
Right.
There's a different response. You can see an actor you love, you don't feel like you know the actor.
Right.
He plays characters. He could be super famous, but there's an approachability that people have latched onto with us, and
which is
that we've been open to.
Yeah.
That I think that our fans are absolutely insane.
Yeah.
And I mean, in the best way. In the best way. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think, look, we get over 100 episodes. I think that's like syndication. And hopefully the show
does it work like that anymore? Syndication like that?
I mean, when you have, I'm pretty sure on TV, if you have something that's a block of 100+ episodes,
it's still the rule is get it out the door.
You're looking to sell that. Why not? It's content,
right?
It's proven content. If something was on the air for that long,
right?
So I mean, hopefully that the show has its own thing. I don't know. I mean, I think we made a little dent in the genre.
Yeah.
We're considered we're in that genre, right? A prank show, a hidden camera show.
Yeah.
Even though we don't think they're pranks.
Kind of underdog in it, though.
Me too.
Yeah.
Which I like.
It's fine.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
I am next week. I'm sure I'm allowed to say it. I'm shooting an episode of Comic Book Men on AMC.
That's right.
I am dude, it is so weird how excited I am.
Yeah, because you were going to be on that show.
I was going to be on the show, right?
Yeah.
Comic Book Men on AMC is based on my other podcast, Tell 'em Steve Dave, and I couldn't do the show because of my obligations to Practical Jokers. And we've been working or talking about or trying to figure out a way to get me on the show. Finally, we figured out a fun angle,
right?
And it's odd because I'm on two TV shows of my own now. Because we have Jokers Wild, we have Practical Jokers, and I'm nervous and excited and like I'm so looking forward to like going and like being a part of it and doing it. Like I'm really, really excited.
That's awesome.
It's such a different, like I'm so excited you would think that I would have never been on a TV show or anything. Yes, I'm really, really.
Well, when it's not our show, it feels like real.
Yeah.
Our show just still feels like we're making web videos for people and asking them to watch it.
That's right.
You know, if it's someone else is running the ship and you're a guest, it feels more like, oh, I watched this show.
Yeah, it's so cool. Remember can I tell the Amy Schumer thing?
Yeah, what's that?
She asked you and Joe to be on the show.
Right.
And in a move that we were shooting that day, the day that they wanted you to shoot.
Yeah.
And we couldn't cancel the shoot. Oh, it's so... I was heartbreaking for you. I was heartbroken.
Yeah, because I love her. I love the show. The show's hysterical, and the writing's great. Her whole writing crew is great, and all the people that guest star are friends, and they're all comedians from New York and around that I love. So I wanted to, and it was on. I just, just get out there, because sketches are a wheelhouse. I mean, it was only a line or two.
Yeah, it was just a cameo.
But it was just so nice of her to ask me to be on. It was like short notice.
Yeah.
It was only a few days notice, and we couldn't move our whole production that day.
Yeah.
So. But she's renewed, so
yeah.
So hopefully, I'll get another chance in there.
We should get her on this.
Yeah, I'm sure she'd want to do it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know. She's probably so effing busy.
Kind of above our pay grade. At this point,
I don't think it would be anything for pay. I mean, it just like
no, I don't mean pay grade.
Oh, you just mean our pedigree.
Yeah, above our pedigree. But all right, well, no, but Amy is extremely nice. Has always been extremely supportive of us. I don't think she would ever say anything like I'm above their pay grade. Right. That's just our insecurities.
Yeah, no, she really likes the show. She's always expressing that.
Yeah.
People everyone wants to try it because like you have to have the forum to try it.
Right.
So it's not just like, oh, let me go try it. Like you need the whole setup.
Right.
So, you got to swing by. I mean, we film every day in the city. She could pop in anytime she wants. You know? And likewise, so like every one of our friends or anyone is always just like, oh, you got to get me on that show. You got to get me on that show. And we're just like, it's tough because we can't just inject people all the time into the show.
Like Joey Fatone was a home run in a lot of ways.
Yeah, was he our first and only guest that actually went out?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah, and that just happened on a whim, and it happened very quickly. And
that happened because of this podcast.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Yeah.
That's exactly
because of What Say You.
Yeah.
And he's actually in New York now for a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we got to get him on.
Oh, I just talked to him. He's he's ready to come on. He's ready to be a regular. He's going to be here the next 2 months.
Oh, dude, that'd be fun. Yeah. He's a great guy. He's so much fun. All right, sweet.
So I'm thinking maybe like once a podcast. We probably can't do it now because it's late.
Yeah.
But once a podcast, we maybe we call a company.
Yeah, let's try it
and have it out with them.
All right.
Not have it out, but
I want to say once a podcast when the mood strikes us. Let's not like ourselves into.
No, I don't mean we have a segment. Okay. I just mean like let's do it every now and again.
Right. Okay.
And see where it goes. Maybe we'll make something out of it.
I love it.
Where are we?
We are at almost an hour. So,
no.
Yeah, 53 minutes.
We haven't gotten to Craigslist yet, and we haven't gotten a nugget yet.
We have not been focused.
Yeah, we've been really wanting to get the podcast out.
Yeah, I'm not even making apologies. I love the sitting and bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, the last few episodes, admittedly, have been us just bullshitting with zero agenda.
Right.
Like, I didn't even really have any. Like, I'll usually have a story in the park.
Yeah.
Or something like that, but it's good just to get them out. It's good just to get them out and keep active and stuff. But in the coming weeks, we're gonna have a slew of guests too.
That's right.
So we have a bunch of friends, really great, funny people waiting to come on, and so there'll be a lot of guests coming up. What else?
Nothing. We got any business to get out of the way before we're out of here, or what?
Not really. Same old.
Same old.
Not too much business.
Follow us on Twitter at What Say You Pod, at Sal Volcano,
Yep.
at BQ Quinn. We have shirts for sale. I gotta update our website.
Yeah, we got to do that too.
Yeah.
We have shirts. One thing we touched on a couple episodes ago is if you listen to the podcast.
I saw people responded to this.
You did?
Yeah.
Terrific.
Yeah.
We're averaging about
40.
About 40,000 listeners a week.
Right. Yeah, it bounces between 35 and 40.
Oh, it should be more though, because those are downloads. That's not streaming, right?
I think that counts streaming too.
Even on Stitch, on all the outlets?
Yeah, because it all comes from that.
Okay,
place.
so even streaming.
Yeah.
All right, so we got 40,000 listeners right now. We're steadily growing.
Sure.
And one way that we can do that is if after you guys listen every week, if you just can retweet the link to the episode or just tweet about the podcast that you like it, that's 40,000 plus tweets going out a week. It takes a couple seconds, and it would help the podcast probably exponentially, and in turn would help you because we'd be growing, and then we'd have more freedoms, and we get to do more things and stuff like that. So if you like the podcast, tweet about it, write about it on Facebook, share the link to it, pick your favorite episode, whatever you want to do. We would be very appreciative.
Unbelievably so.
And that is, I think, episode 33.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
You want to try a phone call?
Yeah, let's try a quick phone call.
All right. Here at the end.
Last episode, we almost had...
Yeah.
Well, we had a lady, and it seemed like she was older and spoke not great English.
I'm going to throw something out at you, buddy. Fast and the Furious.
I know.
We gotta at least start watching them. The 7-1 is coming out soon.
You're preaching to the choir.
We promised
Look at
people
me.
we'd go see.
I'm a full choir.
You're in a choir robe. I wondered why you were in a choir robe this time. Now I guess it all comes around. But we promised everybody we would go see Fast and Furious 7 in theaters with them.
When is that?
I think it's the end of August, right?
So, all right. So we have time. We have to watch 6 movies in 2 months.
We should just start.
Speaking of watching 6 movies in 2 months.
Yep.
Murder, She Wrote.
No, why are we retreading this?
Because our listeners want us to go.
Oh, you're talking about the murder mystery dinner.
Well, stemming from Murder, She Wrote. You're supposed to watch like 200 episodes.
I bought the Groupon and we never went. What do you want from me?
Because you didn't schedule a date.
It's very hard to schedule a date.
You got to do this.
Okay.
What part of me and you going to a murder mystery dinner?
You're right. I know you're right. You're right. I don't not want to go. We haven't had time, but we'll go.
All right.
We'll go. What's next week look like?
You heard it here first. Well, we're pretty open. We should get it.
What?
I was gonna say we can get a group of people to go. Like we can get a whole bunch of people to go. But I do something about me that doesn't want it to be just me and you too. Right. However weird that sounds, but
all right.
We're calling a random number I just made up.
That's right.
Fuck you.
All right. Well, listen, that's a double dose of What Say You this week. Is that right? This is the second episode this week?
Yes, absolutely.
We will be, we did that to make up for last week. Thank you guys for listening, and we'll be back next week.
Yeah, we'll be back.
All right.
Right.
I heard that Rome wasn't built in a day. Then how come everyone is rushing to get ahead? And if I seem to be reserved, that's just my way. Your questions seem like you're interrogating me. Yeah, I try. Then again, I don't try. I get an F for effort. I get a D next time. Okay. I heard the lemon metaphor 4 million times, and I don't stand for lemonade, don't ask me why. And would a beverage stand be a job that be desired? And where would I get the wood, and should I try? Should I try? Then again, I don't try. I get an F for effort. I get a 65. Yeah, I try, then again I don't try. I get an F for effort. I might as well just I heard the currency don't grow like leaves on trees. Then how come my money comes and goes so seasonally? And I wish farmers planted plants instead of thieves. My friend pays a ton of green for greener groceries. Yeah, she tries. Then again, she don't try. She gets an F for effort. She'll plant a tree next time. Yeah, she tries. Then again, I don't try. I get an F for effort. I get a D next time. Yeah, I try. Then again, I don't try. I get an F for effort. I get a 65. Yeah, I try.